All right, we're moving fast today. Uh, I mean, compared to like how I usually start, that's starting to change. But oh, uh, you're gonna get banned for that, bud. Bye. Spam. So I'm jumping right in, trying to get better about that. Welcome to uh um it is 8 a.m. on a Sunday. So if you've seen my streams, you can probably guess the state I'm in, but I'm trying to keep the Sunday Equinox. Yes, I remember the name. I'm trying to keep it as general audience as possible. Um, mm, keep getting spammers. Uh, wow. Okay, I'm gonna stop acknowledging it, because that seems like it's just gonna be something I'm gonna have to do inside. Okay. Uh, but I'm trying to get better about starting on time. Welcome to the Sunday Equinox. Uh, uh, I'm looking at my notes. Look, I'll get better the more I do it. This is week 2. Uh, yeah, I can keep this. I can keep that in the intro. I'm wanting this to be a weekly space for Thelemites. Just because that's the kind of thing I would like, and my personality is just like, if it doesn't exist, fuck it, I'll do it myself. uh, no, poker is head of blackjack though. Um, it's also just something I want in my routine. Just, I like the idea of carving out time every week to, you know, do the whole being religious thing. Cause like, church, going to church isn't really the option, and like I want that level of religion in my life where it's like, uh, yeah, it influences me throughout the week. Um, but if I could just, you know, just go to church on Sunday, or so, I think that it would be closer to the uh, teacher-student, student-teacher deal that Paulo Freire writes about in Pedagogy of the Oppressed, because I mean that it just makes more sense for a thelemic organization to be non-hierarchical, uh, insofar as it's able to accomplish its goal. So keep on the lookout for that book, because it's I've got some interesting things I want to write about. But uh, anyway, I just I've been wanting to do a Thelemic podcast for a while, and I just live stream uploading automatically to a YouTube playlist marked podcast. Perfect. That's 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 the exact amount of effort that I can keep up with on a weekly basis. Because the issue isn't, taking a lot of work to put a podcast together. Like, I'm enjoying creating, Wannabe, which is the poker-centric podcast, because I check in every once in a while, and when I have a podcast amount of material, I upload it. Like, I do think that's interesting, and having not editing it, I think that adds to it. Where it is genuinely just my audio diary that I'm just publishing, because I think it's interesting, and it also keeps me, you know, making entries, because never have been good keeping up a journal. And I'm even slacking on this one that I'm supposed to be putting in weekly. But let's get in. Ooh, my bones. Let's get on with the show. So we're gonna start off every week looking at the calendar, because it seems worthwhile. Cause like I'll be honest, I don't use. I would love to use a thelemic calendar, but it's kind of impractical. So it's Sol is in 3rd degree Gemini, Luna is in 13th degree Virgo. It's Sunday. Year. It's something to do with 12. The way the date is written. It's 124. Jesus. Swear to God, it feels like it was just 118. Like that's insane. But like, how do you make this something that I can just like put on my wall? I mean, I've tried using the correspondences in, like, I took them out of Lon Milo Duquette's book on the Thoth Tarot, and I would, for a couple years I would put those up on the calendar, and like now I have I do that along with like the phases of the moon, and now I just do the phases of the moon with a little reminder on my phone. I'm meaning to add the wheel of the year, but I don't know. That's on the docket. That's something I want to put together, just because it's something I want to have. And the next full moon is May 31st. And today's moon phase is waxing gibbous. It is May 24th, and the moon is a waxing gibbous. Illumination is at 60%. The moon age is 8.37 days. The moon angle is 0.5. I don't know why I'm doing this. Today's moon sign, Virgo. Like, that's... I don't want to do vocal training because I like being able to do a radio voice. I think it is fun. My fucking notes. Like, this bullet point just says good time new. And new, the N is new is, okay, now I remember what that means, but, oh yeah, I was saying that it's a good time to, oh, I'm stretching. It's a good time for new things, because Lith is coming up, that's, you know, it's the end of June, but boy, like, the weather, like, today, I, sat outside, like, for most of the day, I mean, most, I, I got up at, like, 4 or something, I don't know, but, smoking, sitting out in the sun, and I've been rereading Thus Spake Zarathustra, and I am enjoying it immensely, like way more than the last time I read it, which I think it's been years. I might not have read it since I was in college. You can put that down, and it's gonna make me bigger. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. So, yeah, I'm going to do some tarot. Jeez, cause like I usually do a Celtic cross. Hold on. Testing, testing. Okay, the audio's fine. It's a little quiet, but can I turn up my mic? Not really. A little bit. A little bit. I'm going to do a Celtic cross and just run through how I do tarot, because like, and this is my perspective on religion, spirituality in general, is I need it to work even if the, you know, spiritual, metaphysical, woo-woo stuff is, if it is nonsense, I don't need that to really matter. So for me, yeah, there's, tarot is part of my spiritual practice. I find, you know, it speaks to the spiritual dimension of my life, but, I also just see it generally as a useful psychological exercise for, you know, reinterpreting, getting a fresh perspective on something, on your life. So I'm just gonna do some tarot. Okay. Yeah, standard procedure, just, shuffling. And, you know, whenever I do readings for people, I do them completely cold, like, I tell them, like, you know, I just focus on like, you know, what's the point of the exercise? What are we doing here? And oh, Jesus, I dropped a card. So, you know, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? What is this not? It's not prognostication. I'm not going to tell your future. What we're trying to do is get a better understanding of something, you know. Use the constraints and randomness to gain more perspective on our lives. And what I'll do is I'll just say, you know, how I'm interpreting the card. And this is where the, you know, the belief comes in, because, you know, I know this is useful. I think this is useful. This is the usefulness of tarot is not something I need faith for. So, like, in the same way that, for me, one of the things about Thelema that really appeals to me is the, you know, scientific illuminism, where my understanding of, you know, my religion is girded, underpinned, grows out of, is emergent from my understanding of the material. The material is, you know, takes primacy. Like, the material should, you know, I want the material to lead me to conclusions about my faith, rather than my faith lead me to conclusions about the material. Because the latter is just untenable. Because faith may move mountains, but it is possible to have faith in things that are simply not true. And being led astray in that way is just, to me, catastrophic. But, you know, I have had spiritual experiences. I've had things happen that I can't explain, that, you know, have led me to the tentative conclusion that there's more to existence than the material, than the empirical. I don't know. And, like, I've like, I'm batting 1,000 on, you know, cold reads. And logically, it's the fact that I'm laying out interpretations, that I'm just facilitating the exercise with my familiarity with the symbolism, and ability to communicate it, and how the symbolism would interplay. But, like, you know, there's also, like, a code of ethics when it comes to doing tarot reading. One of the things that, you know, you're not supposed to say anything about sickness or death, in the sense of, like, it's considered unethical to tell someone that they're going to die, or that they're gonna get sick, or that someone who is sick is gonna die. Like, things like that. Like, you know what? You know what? I'm just gonna look up tarot ethics. Let's look at this together. From Biddy Tarot. I enjoyed them as a resource, when I was learning, okay. Shabuya. Oh. Oh, my avatar did the weird thing. So, and let's make me. Whoa. All right, let's speed through this. Alright, secret expertise, strict applying confidentiality, be honest and tell the truth, judgment opinions at the door, your own inner guidance, upsell, and telling people what to do, okay, the American Tarot Association's Code of Ethics is serve best interests of my clients, treat clients all with equal respect, represent honesty, confidentiality, recommend clients consult a licensed professional for advice of a legal, financial, medical, or psychological nature that I am not qualified to provide. If trained in one of these areas, I will clearly differentiate between the tarot reading and a professional advice additionally provided. Huh. God, I could have sworn there was one that was more specific of, like, alright, whatever. But, like, if I've had the experience of, you know, putting down, the tower and, thinking someone's gonna die. Like, and I said something more vague. I think this was not a cold read. I think I knew the question, but, you know, the person I thought was going to die died. So that, stuck with me. But, you know, confirmation bias, yada yada. But, like, I've gotten a lot out of it, and, I see my spiritual outlook as a metaphor I take literally, in order to make it more efficacious, I guess. So, oh, and I don't do questions when I give myself readings. I just do general readings. Okay, the first card is the Hermit. I mean, yeah, like, I get this one, like, practically every time I do tarot. Like, at least this time and the last time. But, yeah, like, that's enough said. I am a poker hermit. I just I sit at home, I write, I play poker, yeah. Crossing influence, Ace of Pentacles. I mean, yeah, I'm happy with where my poker stuff's going, and like I'm just Seven of Cups. In the Crowley deck, it's probably something like debauchery or well, it's yeah, it might be debauchery, but that doesn't make sense to be in my past. So I'm vibing more with like the Rider-Waite Smith version where it's more like, you know, different choices. My life is definitely getting more focused. And the future slot, Four of Wands. What is that? Truce in no, that's Four of Swords. Four of Wands is completion. Yeah. Crowley, it's completion, which yeah, like I don't know how to put it in words. I just feel it. Like, I'm, getting to where I need to be. Okay. And the one on top, I read as will. Like in a very vague, almost Schopenhauerian sense. The Lovers. Hmm. I mean, it feels reductive to just be like, yeah, I'd be fucking. Uh, but in terms of will, like, yeah, I'm sort of getting into where I'm, you know, figuring out what works for me, and I think that might be like a mix, like just some variety between doing spins, doing cash, doing tournaments. And yeah, I feel like I'm falling back in love with poker. That I'm, you know, rediscovering my passion for it. Ooh. And Beneath, which for me is you know, sort of the emotional undercurrent. It's Four of Pentacles. Crowley deck, that's what is that, strength? No, power. Yeah, I feel like I got my mojo back. It's gone for a while. And guess who's back? Back again. Alright, so the hold on. Seventh card slot is the Eight of Cups. Ooh. So 8, that's related to Hod. So Mercury, you know, cups, watery. Well, anyway, this slot I view as individual / advice. hold on, you know I got a copy of the Book of Thoth within reach. 8 of Cups. Indolence. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I would read that as, like, I just, you know, I need to be more disciplined, and I think I do. Get more organized, and I think I'm getting past the point of just, like, oh, let me figure out my routine, let me, do this or that. It just, like, proper commit, treat it like a job, like, you know what, on streams, I think I'm going to start trying to play poker on, you know, for all streams, so, I'll do spins until I get tilted, and then I'll do like a cast or a tournament or something. Maybe right, but yeah, I need to be putting in volume because I really do think I'm a winning player. Like I've gotten pretty good at poker. Like satellites have really opened my eyes to the fact I'm very good at this game. Like, it did not take me long to figure them out and start beating them. I think, yeah, and it's just variance is the only reason I doubt myself. Variance. Oh, shit. The next one is 8 of Swords, which this line I think of as, like, environment. 8 of Swords. Shit. Oh. Yeah, I mean, and also it's like, I don't know, I think tarot's more fun is if, you treat it more like, card game. Interference. Signifies lack of persistence in matters of the intellect and of contest. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm on vacation. I think I've earned a vacation. But yeah, I also have been, you know, letting other things interfere with my true will. So being called out here, alright. Being read. Hope/fear is the next one. That's how I read the next one. Knight of Cups. Yeah, because like the first thing I think of is, you know, the picture in the Thoth card of the knight bouncing off the water. And the way I tend to, like, my passion tends to flit. So maybe a concern of, not, you know, following through with, you know, not being as committed as I should be, because, you know, if I want this to work, it needs to be my priority. You could also read it in terms of, you know, mastering your passions, maybe? I don't know. Again, it's... Dear Lord, it's nearly 9 a.m. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little... Hold on, let me look at it in concert with the rest of the spread. 4 of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah, the fear of lack of follow-through. I think that's it. I think that's easy enough to deal with. Okay. Outcome. Queen of Wands. Yeah, you know, I can't put it into words, but yeah, it makes sense to me. It feels like a positive indicator towards my true will. So, I don't think I'll do that segment again. That took fucking forever. Had to move the goddamn mic. Alright, it's time for chatter. I'm going to hit my vape because it gives me the semblance of an excuse to stop talking for a second. I am inexperienced at this, and it is late. But I do want to keep this tight. Because I don't know if you've heard the song Strokin', but I'm going to make sure my shit's tight enough. Oh, shit. So I mentioned I've been rereading Thus Spake Zarathustra, and I'm enjoying... I've already fucking gone... I've already brought it up. No, I don't agree with Jordan Peterson on much, but when it comes to Nietzsche, yeah, you gotta separate the wheat from the chaff. But there's a lot of wheat. And if you're not aware, Nietzsche is considered a saint and a prophet within Thelema. And I think it's very interesting how that kind of shows how the idea of a prophet works in Thelema, where it's like I mean, the Book of the Law says it. I quote it all the time. All words are sacred, and all prophets true, save that they understand only a little. That's chapter 1, verse... Oh, god damn it. I want to say 46. Uh... 56. All words are sacred and all prophets true, save only that they understand a little. Solve the first half of the equation, leave the second unattacked. Chapter 1, verse 56. Now, I was close, though. So I'm trying to do Resh more. I think it's nice to, you know, have some sort of daily activity, or, and like my, because the thing always was, when I had a, you know, normal human life, when I was part of the masses, you know, employable. The time would never work for me, because it's like, you know, in Ireland, dawn is at, like, 4, 5 in the morning, so I'm able to get it in now, because I stay up till then, but, you know, of course, noon is at noon, which, yeah, I stay up till then. If I'm awake at noon, I'll do Resh. Or I'd like to do Resh. I said that like I'm already doing it. No, I do morning sometimes. Which again, like, I think it's fine. Like, I guess it's nice to do a prayer regularly, but, sometimes you got shit to do, and sometimes the shit you gotta do is just fucking sleep. I'm actually gonna skip over some topics, because that brings me to exoteric Thelema. So the idea of, like, you know, Thelema in its classical form, you could call it. Thelema as Crowley envisioned it and led it, was very esoteric. You know, it's an occult organization. The OTO is initiatory. It's literally esoteric. Esoteric means you know, pertaining to oh god damn it, what's hold on, let me grab my dictionary. Let's just look it up. Why guess? Why guess if I'm not sure? And this is a Oxford Pocket Dictionary. And we're looking up the word esoteric because I am a wonderful podcast host. Who else would give you the unique and just high octane experience? I am in the wrong goddamn part of the dictionary. O comes before T. Wow, the action just does not stop. We might even find, if I can spell, here it is, esoteric, intelligible only to those with special knowledge. Yeah, so, to initiates, to the initiated, and, you know, the laws for all. In the same way that it's just unrealistic to expect, you know, just an average person to do the Abram Mellon operation. There's a lot of the esoteric, occult aspects of Thelema that, you know, I can take them or leave them. I don't think they're essential. I think the essential thing of Thelema is the Book of the Law, Law of Thelema, and that's pretty much it. That the gods, and even the gods, because Thelema is a wonderful belief system. I spent like years as a Thelemite where I just really had nothing to do with the gods. Just very disconnected. They're very conceptual deities. It's a very conceptual pantheon. But I think you know, that's another motivating factor of wanting to, you know, do something like this, because it's like, you know, I don't believe in proselytizing. At the same time, like, if something has a positive impact on your life, you want to tell people about it. I mean, I'm the same way about poker. Like, I've gotten a lot out of it. I enjoy both. They're both nerdy as hell and very dense. And you know, I'm interested in getting more people, you know, not involved even, just to see what I'm seeing, see the value that I'm seeing, and just experience it. Like, not saying see, that's the wrong way to phrase it. Like, it's not like an "I told you so" sort of thing, or oh, look how right I am. It's more just a this has sparked joy, and I want it to spark joy in other people. You know, it's a compulsion of, this is, I have a good feeling, and I want to tell people about it. I think everyone should, you know, have a chance to experience what I've experienced. And like overall, I think that, like, our conception of religion is due for a reboot. 'Cause, like, for me, and again, keep a lookout for my book. It's not going to be under my name. But it's a work in progress. But you know, I argue that well, I've, as an extension of the, you know, philosophical work I did as an undergrad, which, you know, I developed in an ontological system that happened to map onto the Thelemic pantheon perfectly. So that was cool. But, you know, and that connection sort of led me down the path of, you know, to what extent can religion be used as a practical extension of existential philosophy. And of course, Thelema is the perfect candidate. I mean, that's not why I got into, Thelema. I read the Book of the Law at age 9, so it was always the Law of Thelema is always in the back of my head. But I think we can start thinking of religion as the cohesive a cohesive, systematized version of spirituality. Because, like, for me, it's largely artistic, is how it feels. It feels more like engaging with art than engaging with science. Where, like, what I'm after isn't facts, it's feelings, it's an experience, it's feeling connected to the universe, it's maintaining a connection with existence. You're responding to the human condition. And again, I'm still working on the thesis, but oh, what the hell, my pen. But I think there are people who, while ultimately being atheists, could still get something out of religious practice. Or, just exploring religion as a framework, as a way of gilding reality. Responding to what Max Weber identified as disenchantment. But again, like, for me, it has to come back to, it has to stay in line with the material. That's why I'm saying it gilds reality. It doesn't substitute it. It doesn't indicate it. Like, largely for me, it's, personifying, different aspects of myself, different virtues, different things that are important to me. So again, like, and, there is faith, there is belief, but, ultimately, I think that regardless, it's a helpful psychological exercise. I've been listening to Kenneth Grant. I found, like, some audiobooks on YouTube, and I'll just have them running in the background, because it's very obviously like an AI rip from a PDF, just the way it mangles some words, or, like, says the wrong word, that would have been, like, not a typographical error, but an orthographical error. And just the way it tries to do, like, human enunciation, and it's uncanny, it's slightly off, combined with, Kenneth Grant's writing style and the fact that I'm usually, not paying attention or otherwise, like, zoning in and out of Kenneth Grant. it doesn't matter if I stop listening for a bit and then I tune in to him using the phrase poop stick, or if I've been listening for the past 5 minutes, the experience of Kenneth Grant on tape is, what the hell is this guy talking about? I love it. I'm getting a lot out of it in a way I would struggle to define. Like, it's... And again, well, I mean, like I just said, I see religion as an artistic medium. A very practical artistic medium for philosophy. And, you know, in the same way that a novel can be a medium for philosophy. So, just really widens my my horizon. So, the episode is at 57 minutes. You know, I'll go through my last two topics. So, as I've mentioned, like, I play poker, and I'm surprised that there's not more poker playing Thelemites. Like, I just surprised I haven't seen anyone make that connection, because it's like, to be a professional poker player, you need, like, I feel like it has to be your true will, like, to a certain extent. Like, you need a certain level of obsession, inclination, and aptitude, and, you know, of course, the force of the universe at your back, or whatever the phrasing is. But I also think that, there's some connection with, you know, Crowley's definition of magic, the art of and science of causing change and conformity, causing change conform to the will, because, like, I mean, playing poker, it's an art and a science. Trying to cause change in your sex size. But, yeah, I'm trying to cause change conform to the will, which is, I guess, making more money than you're losing. That, you know, it's that's still in development. Like, that's not something I've sat down and, you know, done any work on, you know, writing out. So it's just, I guess it's just something I have in the back of my head while I'm playing. I feel something, like, it does feel like a spiritual practice in some way. I'm not sure if it feels like it during, like, in game, but, like, outside of game. You know, maybe it's just this connection with true will that it has for me, where, I mean, and it took years for me to accept it. Like, my HGA essentially had to fucking corner me to make me go like, okay. I will pursue poker professionally. I get it. Man, I really did get cornered into it. But like, it's just it's a very exciting position to be in, where I can, and I've even expanded from just, pursuing poker. Of course, I've got, this live stream thing going. I'm, writing that book. So there's two, two other things, but it's like two other, important projects I want to devote, a decent amount of time to. But just like having the freedom to just be creative and just, work as I will, quote Liber Oz. And we are getting to the end of our time together. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cross this off. The last thing on my list is Thelemic politics. Yeah, I'm making a list of things to talk about. Just trying to get through them. I think it is necessary for Thelemites to be politically involved and active. And again, we're gonna write about this. But yeah. Liberation. It is 9:60. I did not sleep. Well, thank you for tuning in. The recording schedule is TBD. I don't know if I'll have one, cause I just, like, look, I have severe ADHD. I just have to anticipate my behavior patterns. If, like, having a schedule might, I'll have to think about it, because, it just being, like, a thing I do on a Sunday, because I don't want the long ass sign in time. I don't want it to be like the scheduled streams, which is just like an absolute timing disaster. To keep my shit tight. I want to make this at least podcast like. So unlike my streams with their hours of dead air, just radio side, not dead air. There's some music or something in the background, but not a good stream, not a great streamer. But the point of that is the poker. So if I have the stream on in the background while I play poker, that's fine. But I'm off topic. Thank you for listening to Sunday Equinox. And be sure to check out the other offerings of Studio 93. So there's the Twitch channel where I do the streams that I just shit talked. I post things on my YouTube channel. The podcast I mentioned, Wannabe, is gonna be come out on Acast. I think I'll still upload it to YouTube, but I'm gonna be shifting to being distributed on Acast. So keep an eye out for that, cause I need 1,000 monthly downloads, so they're gonna make me pay for it. And I'm not paying for it. Well, thanks for tuning in. This has been the Sunday Equinox. I'm trying.